Does your schedule feel really, really out of control? Like you're waking up in the morning and it's just going to be go, 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 go all the time, every day, and there is no room for rest. You're waking up super early, you're working or you're busy the entire day until you go to bed. And then probably to top it off, you're not getting enough sleep. Hello, I'm Carolee Galt, and I'm a productivity strategist for neurodivergent entrepreneurs for your business, your household, and your life, because they are ultimately intertwined. And so today I want to talk to you about getting that schedule, that chaos, under control. So the first thing I want to ask you is this. Are you saying yes to a lot of people or a lot of activities, a lot of things in general? Are you not allowing any blank space on your calendar? If that's the case, then this is why you're super busy and stressed out and overloaded, overwhelmed, and just not having a great time. So I have a few solutions for you today. All right, so let's go ahead and get started and make this short and sweet so you can start implementing, because we need to implement and execute in order to get the chaos to go and minimize itself. The first thing is that, are we saying yes to too many things? If you are saying yes to too many things and there's no blank space in your calendar, if that is indeed true for you, then we need to practice boundaries. We need to practice not people pleasing. I know it's a natural tendency for us because we're always constantly overcompensating for different things, from our executive dysfunction, RSD, all of that stuff. So we don't want to say no because we're afraid of a reaction. And I totally understand that a ton. I was like this too for a really long time. I was like, oh, I'm just going to say yes no matter what because I don't want to disappoint this person. I don't want to not take my kids to this activity. Like, I want to do all these things. But it drained me. Now, I'm an introvert, so this drains me. If you're an extrovert, these things might not be as draining. We have to make sure that we're allowing flexibility in our schedule. And so setting boundaries and not overloading yourself is a huge step for you. My favorite word is no. If it doesn't bring peace to me, if it doesn't serve me and my immediate family, I don't want to do it. The answer is no. Now this, I got a lot of backlash for in the beginning. And now my family and friends kind of understand. And I make time for the people that make time for me as well. You know, I make time for the people that have a genuine interest in my life, check in on me, and they're there. So I don't just say no all the time, but I make sure I'm being intentional with my time. And I'm making sure that if I say yes to something, that I am going to be able to follow through. Not that I'm going to wake up that morning and be like, oh my God, I just don't want to do this. Although that happens still, but I have to really, really want to show up in order to be able to say yes. So in order to do this, you have to prioritize what's important to you. Start thinking about these things. Obviously, if you have a family, your family comes first. Your immediate family comes first. So like your spouse or significant other, your kids. But we're talking about the people that are in your daily life. We're not talking about the people that just come and go and expect things out of you. They only communicate with you when they need something, okay? This is where people-pleasing tendencies come into play. And that's where we get wrapped up into things. When people are only interacting with us when they need something. And you know what? We love to help people. We love to do all the things. If someone's in trouble, here we are to the rescue. I feel like it's a natural thing for us that we are kind of instilled in us growing up, is it's natural to not say no. Like, honestly, I remember growing up that it was yes. The only thing that would have a no to it is if we financially couldn't do it. Otherwise, it's like, oh, my time, no big deal. Let's just go do this. Let's go do that, you know, like all the things. And so there was no boundaries. There was no like, what is best for me as a person? There was no peace. It was, let's use people-pleasing tendencies. Let's just please all the other people in our life and not give ourselves a break. There are a handful of people that are in my life that I see doing this. And I say my favorite word is no, and it's almost a trigger to them. And I get it, because it used to be to me too. And so it took some time to get over not really get over it, but like to come to terms with what I was doing was good for me and my family. And then I didn't have to feel bad about it. Like, if they wanted to judge me, that's on them. but I'm doing what's best for me. And that is what feels good to me. So if it brings me peace and it serves my family, then chances are we're going to say yes. If it doesn't, I'm not adding that into my schedule. I need as much blank space in my schedule as possible so I can be spontaneous, so I can do things that bring me joy. And if there's no blank space, and unless you're scheduling in things that bring you joy, which we tend not to do, there's no room to just have fun. Like on a random Saturday, oh, we got nothing going on, so let's go do whatever, right? That brings you joy. Because there's always you're always saying yes to someone or something. This does not align with having a peaceful life in business. We need boundaries that are healthy. We need to not be walked all over. We need, I have this conversation with so many people. Do you have room for the important things that are in your life? Or are you not allowing those things to happen? Because you're saying yes to other people. So the things that really you need for yourself are just getting swept under the rug. Over time, that leads to some not so great spaces. So this is how you clear out your schedule. Okay, I want you to look at your schedule. I want you to look at what's on there. And I want you to honestly look at it. Are there things in there that are not bringing you joy? Now, we're not talking like if you hate your job or something, see what you can do about that. You still have to bring in money. But we're talking about the things you have the power to say no to because it doesn't bring you peace and joy. So for example, if you don't want to go to every family gathering, then don't. If you don't want to do a bunch of volunteer hours at your church or school or wherever, then don't. Do the minimum required. You don't always have to outdo yourself each time. You don't always have to come to the rescue when someone's short-staffed or they need extra help. It's not always your job. And if you have people-pleasing tendencies, you make it your job. And then you get stressed out and you get overwhelmed and you have a mental breakdown. You can relate. This was me for a very long time. Very long time. I didn't know the word no. And now it's my favorite word because I understand what it does for me and my family, and it has my family in peace. I'm not upset as much. I'm not stressed out as much. I am way more productive when I have blank space because my brain isn't always like, oh my gosh, I have to do this and I have to do this and I have to do this. And when something doesn't go right, how we planned it, then we're all like, oh my God, now how am I going to do this? And how am I going to do that? And we're just like, our body's in a constant state of stress and it's not healthy. It's not good. And then we stop taking care of ourselves. If we even were taking care of ourselves to begin with, we stop doing things that bring us joy because we're so stressed out. Even if we try to do something that brought us joy, it doesn't work. So go through your schedule. Be brutally honest with yourself and be like, this does not have to be here. I'm saying yes too many times here. I don't have to do this. I can scale this back. You are allowed to change your mind. Okay? You are a person, you have a brain, you are using it, you are allowed to change your mind for your peace. Yes, I'm getting a little passionate about this because I didn't think I could do that for a really long time. I thought I had to just be the perfect person for my family and it didn't matter what I wanted, I just stuffed it inside, which leads to emotional dysregulation in case you didn't know, and overstimulation and all that fun stuff, right? We need peace. We need space. We need a place to just unmask. If we're constantly masking, we are not going to be very, regulated, period. We need to just do what brings us joy, what brings us financial freedom, right? Or on the path. We need to find ways to not let people walk all over us. And we need to have blank space in our calendar. And if you're like, I have no freaking clue where to even start, I understand that and I hear that all the time. None of this understanding came overnight. But it is a passion of mine. In order to be more productive, you gotta say no and you gotta put into place boundaries. You gotta take care of yourself. There is no other way. There is nothing that you can possibly do that I'm aware of, okay? It's not like there's science behind this. But you have got to put yourself first. And if you're a mom, because I'm also a mom, more than likely you're not putting yourself first, ever. And there aren't other people putting you first either. So you're just constantly sitting back here like, maybe eventually I will have some time to myself. But if we keep saying yes, it's never going to happen. So if you are struggling with how to even implement this, I would love to connect with you, because I would love to just pour into you and give you some pointers on how to even start implementing any of these things. Because when you start implementing them, it is hard. There is pushback. There is probably judgment. There is shame. Okay? But when you do it with someone that understands and can give you some pointers and be there to cheer you on, because you know it's what's great for you, what's good for you as a person, to where you're happy moving on, so much more freeing. You actually complete it. You actually do the thing. If you are wondering how to do the thing, go ahead and schedule a call with me, okay? We can have a coffee chat and we can get some pointers to get started. I would love to be able to clear some of that chaos that you have in that schedule, so you are not trying to give from nothing. If you like this video and you want to make sure that you don't miss more, I drop one new video every single week on this channel. So make sure you like this video if you found this helpful, subscribe to this channel, and then of course, if you want to have a connection call here, go ahead and grab a coffee chat below, and I will see you next week.